Have you ever wondered why so many really smart traders just keep losing money? The answer isn't buried in their charts or their strategies. Nope. It's in their wiring. You see, your brain, it's running on a 200,000-year-old survival operating system. It is absolutely brilliant for, say, dodging a tiger in the jungle. But for navigating today's financial markets, it's a total disaster. And this mismatch, this is the hidden reason so many trading accounts get wiped out. And in this explainer, we're going to break down exactly why that happens, and more importantly, how you can actually fix it. Okay, so to really get this, let's start with a story. Meet Alex Chen. On the morning of September 14th, he sits down with a $47,000 account and what he thinks is a solid plan. At 9:32 a.m., he's in a trade. Everything's looking good, but just 15 minutes later, bam, he gets hit with the first loss, $2,400. By 10:15 a.m., that loss has somehow snowballed to over $7,000. By lunchtime, it's more than $13,000 gone. I mean, that's just a gut-wrenching number for anyone. And by the afternoon, it's over. His account is toast. 6 hours, $13,000, just gone. So you have to ask, right? What happened? Was Alex just having a bad day? Was he not talented enough? Well, the data from thousands of other traders tells us the answer is a hard no. This wasn't some random unlucky event. This was a sequence of 4 specific, predictable, evolutionary errors. It was, at its core, a system failure, one that's hardwired into his and our biology. To really understand that failure, we need to dig down to the root cause. And it all comes down to a tiny, tiny fraction of a second. This is what we call the 0.2-second problem.
Okay, look at this. This slide is the whole game. Right here. 200,000 years ago, you hear a rustle in the bushes. Your amygdala, that's your brain's ancient threat detector, it just fires instantly. In just zero point 0.2 seconds, before you even consciously know what you're doing, you are running for your life. The outcome? You survive. Now let's fast forward to today. You're watching your screen and you see a flash of red on a chart. Well, your brain sees that financial risk as a mortal threat. So the same amygdala lights up. In 0.2 seconds, you've slammed your mouse and killed the trade. The outcome? You destroy your account. It's the same hardware, the same reflex, but in a disastrously different context.
Now, here's how long it takes for your rational brain, your prefrontal cortex, to fully boot up, analyze what's happening, and make a logical choice. 3 to 5 whole seconds. And here's how long it takes for that survival reflex to completely hijack your body. 0.2 seconds. That gap, that huge chasm between the lightning-fast emotional reaction and the slow, deliberate, rational response, that is exactly where trading accounts go to die. And this is the key, the thing you have to get. You cannot fight biology with willpower. You just can't. In that moment of perceived danger, telling yourself to be disciplined is like trying to yell into a hurricane. It's useless. Your ancient brain has already grabbed the controls. So to solve this, you need a completely different approach.
So let's go back to Alex. How did this 0.2-second problem actually show up on his screen? Let's connect the science directly to his terrible day and break down each of the 4 evolutionary traps that he fell into one by one. Okay, trap number 1, lightning panic. At 9:47 a.m., Alex's position takes a sharp dive. Instantly, his brain is just screaming danger. His hand shoots to the mouse in 0.2 seconds. He closes the position in 0.5 seconds for a $2,400 loss. Just 1 second later, the price bounces right back to where it was. He acted squarely in that biological danger zone, long before his logical brain even had a chance to wake up. So how do you fix this? Well, you don't fight the reflex. You can't. Instead, you build an environment where it's impossible to act on it. This is System 1, the pre-trade protocol. Before you even think about entering a trade, you define your entry, your target, and your hard stop loss, which is just an automatic safety net. Then you disable the manual overrides. If you literally cannot click the button during that critical 5-second panic window, you're forced to let your rational brain catch up. You don't need more willpower, you just need a better system. Now, what's really fascinating is what that first loss triggered. It's trap number 2, the revenge spiral. You see, the sting of losing money created a chemical demand in Alex's brain for an immediate fix, a quick win to make the pain go away. As his emotional intensity shot up, his functional IQ just plummeted, putting him deep into what traders call the kill zone, where logic is completely offline. He immediately jumped back into the market with double the position size. At this point, you're not trading your strategy anymore, you're just trading for emotional relief. The only antidote to this chemical cocktail is a forced physiological reset.
We call it System 2, the break protocol. And it is incredibly simple. Any significant loss automatically triggers a 15-minute lockout from your trading platform. And you have to physically get up and leave the desk, go for a walk, do some push-ups, whatever. That stress chemical, cortisol, it peaks almost instantly, but it naturally fades in about 15 minutes. This might sound almost too simple to work, but it is so powerful. The system forces you to just wait out the chemical storm. So later in the day, Alex finds himself in another losing position. But this time, he just froze. Why? Well, research shows that for most of us, the psychological pain of admitting you're wrong and taking a loss, that actually hurts more than the financial pain of watching it get even worse. It's crazy, right? So, like 92% of traders, he just held on, praying it'll come back. He was trapped in a prison of hope as a small, manageable loss turned into a devastating $5,800 hit. So how do you escape this prison? Simple. You make the decision before you're ever in pain. That's System 3, the red line system. Before you even think about placing a trade, you define your red line, your maximum acceptable loss, maybe 1% of your account. You treat it like a pre-signed contract with yourself, and your stop loss is automated to enforce it, no questions asked. The decision is made by the calm, rational you, which takes it completely out of the hands of the emotional, in-the-moment you. And this brings us to the final, and maybe the most deadly trap of all, Trap 4, pattern hallucination. After a string of painful losses, Alex's brain was just desperate for a win. It started seeing patterns in random market noise. It's a phenomenon called pareidolia. It's the exact same reason we see faces in clouds or shapes in coffee stains. Convinced he'd finally spotted a perfect setup, he went all in on a complete illusion. And that is what delivered the final knockout blow to his account. So how do you fight a hallucination? With cold, hard, objective proof. That's System 4, the validation checklist. Think of this checklist like a trusted, rational friend looking over your shoulder and asking, are you sure about that? Does the pattern show up on multiple time frames? Is the volume there to back it up? What's the risk-to-reward ratio? It forces your rational brain to step up and prove that the setup is real and not just something you're hoping to see. So, we've diagnosed the 4 biological traps, and we've laid out the 4 systems designed to counter them. But here's the real question. Does this whole psychological architecture thing, does it actually work in the real world? Well, let's take a look at the transformation. So here we see Alex, months later, facing the exact same chaotic market conditions. But now, he has his new operating system installed. So when the price drops fast, the old impulsive Alex panicked and lost $2,400. The new systems-driven Alex, he stays calm as his preset stop executes for a planned, manageable $800 loss. And after that loss, instead of revenge trading in a rage, his system forces him to get up and walk away. And when that illusory perfect setup appeared, he ran it through his checklist, saw it failed the test, and just skipped the trade entirely. And the final result, the bottom line of this whole transformation, his average loss dropped by a stunning 68%. Think about that. The systems didn't just prevent a disaster, they created stability. The architecture worked. Now, this story was never really just about Alex. These traps are universal. They are a part of the human condition, which means the solution is universal too. This is about you, and you can build this exact same protective operating system for yourself. And here's the blueprint. It's a simple 4-week build. In week 1, you just focus on installing the pre-trade protocol. In week 2, you automate the break protocol. Week 3, you implement the red line risk system. And in week 4, you commit to using that validation checklist on every single trade. That's it. 1 system a week. It's simple and it's totally achievable. If you remember one thing from all of this, let it be this. You will never stop your survival brain from reacting. It's biology. It's who we are. But you can build the architectural rails that contain that reaction and prevent it from destroying all your hard work. Professionals don't succeed because they have perfect willpower or because they're never afraid. They succeed because they rely on systems. The goal is never perfection. It's protection.